Sustain 267.
And it's time for Sustain 267. And on the line, I have with me our climate activist and host of Sustain 267, that is Nicole Rombe. Welcome back.
Hi, Lorato. Good morning. Good morning to you and all of your listeners. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready for today. I'm not alone. I am joined by a passionate environmental sustainability and youth engagement officer. And today we're going to be discussing the attempt at combining community wellness with climate awareness rather. On Saturday, the Mosepele Green Foundation will be hosting the Run for Climate Activation, a 5K and 10-kilometer run which bridges people together to raise awareness and inspire action around climate change. Good morning, Rebaone. How are you?
Good morning, Nicole. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so happy to have you. On Saturday, it's very interesting. I'm coming to run, and I think this is a very interesting concept that you is bringing together, progressing from context, connection, impact to a call of action. So for listeners who may be hearing about this for the first time, could you briefly tell us what the Run for Climate Activation is, organized by Mosepele Green Foundation, and what inspired this initiative?
Thank you for the question, Nicole. Basically, the Run for Climate Action, it's a fun run, it's a community fun run where we try to raise awareness about climate change and also try to also bring people together to actively engage in the climate action space. So the idea came from seeing that usually when we discuss climate change, it's usually more technical and more distant. So most people don't engage in that because we have created that space that, no, it's only for conferences and for policy spaces. So right now, Mosepele is trying to bring everybody together to say, let's try to make climate action more inclusive, more visible, more community-driven. So that is why we're trying to get people to actively engage in the community fun run. We want to bring people from different spaces in the same place so that we could have those interesting conversations, spike those conversations about protecting our environment.
That's amazing. I also love that it's such a casual environment. It's so casual. We're running, we're drinking water, we're sipping our energy drinks. We're just talking about climate, which is great. I'm so glad you're bringing it out of the conference room to just the roads that we walk on and run on. But many people might wonder why a fun run is linked to climate change, because these are usually not two things that you put together. So how does bringing people of different communities together or a fun run actually help raise awareness or inspire action around the different climate issues we're experiencing in Botswana?
That's the $1 million question, to say, okay, why the run and climate action at the same time? So we want to show people that climate action is a collective journey, just like running. So for us to achieve climate action, we need to have teamwork. There's endurance in there, and also there's commitment that is required for all of us. So we are saying, let's bring people together to be actively engaged in this conversation. And like I mentioned, we're taking this out of the boardroom. So it's when people do something that is more active and more enjoyable, we can spike conversations more easily. It's not a rigid environment. We're trying to break down that rigid environment and get people just to actively be in that space, in that casual space. So it's basically making it more positive and an accessible way of having those important conversations around climate change, sustainability, and conservation.
Thank you for that. So just in general, right, Botswana and Gaborone and different places in Botswana really have been experiencing more extreme weather events as we go on with the years, from floods to droughts to people in agriculture suffering. How important is it in general just for communities to engage in activities like this? Like you said, taking it out of the conference room, making it more enjoyable, making it more transparent and accessible. How important is it for communities to engage in activities like this that bring climate conversations into everyday spaces?
Okay, and appreciating the SDG 11, which advocates for sustainable cities and communities, we're trying to bridge the gap between awareness and action. So right now we're trying to get the community engaged and highlight that is very critical for every one of us to be here, because it's an everyday thing. Each and everyone faces or is affected by the harsh weather conditions, from the drought that is affecting our water systems and our agriculture to the flooding. And we are trying to make people aware that it directly affects them, and we could come together to actually have more sustainable or more active systems and practices, and also have advocate for solutions that could better the systems that we have in place. More of like adapting, because we're moving away from the mitigation strategies. Now we have to adapt to the solutions that we have, and we're trying to bring the community together to say this little change that you can make is actually the change that we want. So everybody contributes.
Beautifully said. So finally, simply in the interest of time, for anyone listening who cares about the environment or simply wants to be a part of this positive community movement, what would you say to encourage them to join the Run for Climate this Saturday?
Okay, I want to highlight first that you don't have to be a professional runner for you to join us for our activation this Saturday. The most important thing is for you to show up that you are becoming part of a growing movement that as for people that believe in protecting our environment, and that is actually everybody's responsibility. We have to take part in sustainability, in climate action, and in conservation. So to everybody listening out there, whether you come to run, to jog, or to walk, the most important thing is showing up for our Mother Earth and for our environment. So I would like to see everybody at Mogobe this Saturday to come. Let's support the movement and be part of the movement that actually cares.
Thank you so much, Rebaone. That was very inspirational. I don't know if I'll run the whole 10Ks, but I definitely will do a little bit of jog there, a little walk, a little something. I hope a lot of people do show up. Lerato, I hope you show up if you can.
I'm going to come for the walk. I'll come walk for 5Ks before I get ready for our event on Saturday. So I'll definitely come and do at least a walk.
Please, just a little something.
A little exercise before we get into the main events of the day.
Yes, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you so much, Nicole. For somebody who is listening and wants to connect with Sustain 267 and get more of these kind of conversations and understanding what it is to find sustainable solutions to this climate change and the effect that it is causing, BW, where can they find you?
Before I go, I'd like to give it to Rebaone. Where can people find you to learn more about this Run for Climate activation?
Thank you very much. We have our Facebook page, Instagram page, LinkedIn, and TikTok. We go by Mosepele Green Foundation. So across all our social media platforms, that's where you can reach us, Mosepele Green Foundation.
Amazing. And then from Sustain 267, guys, we are everywhere. I say this every week. We're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube. We have a podcast on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, you name it. We have a website. Search us and you will find us. And if you want to reach out to me personally, it is Nicole Rambe. I'm most responsive on LinkedIn, so please do. And I hope to see you all on Saturday.
Love it. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming through, and enjoy the rest of your week.